Today on the Garagefathers, we've got this beautiful 1950... Today on the Garagefathers, we've got Matt's beautiful 1957...
You mean Jenny's 1957?
Oh, Jenny's 57.
All right, folks, the big swag from Monster Garage. Listen, in the heart of California, two hardcore enthusiasts have started a business like no other. These guys build, drive, and insure some of the baddest cars on the planet. Their list of clients range from the struggling college student to the rich and famous. They take the proceeds from their agency and dedicate it to the rescue, rehab, and rehoming of forgotten collector vehicles. Their office is a diner. Their shop is a showroom. They are the Garagefathers.
We met, I guess it's been, what, a couple of years now?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years at a car show.
Right. We met at a car show. Matt quickly became one of our first clients here at Garagefathers, and quickly we bridged that gap from client to friendship, didn't we?
Yeah, I got on the phone with you a couple days afterwards and then made an appointment and came down to see you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And man, the car is just stunning. Every time I see it, it's like you forget how nice it is, and you look at it again, and you're like, you can't believe how nice, even if it's only been a few seconds since you looked away.
Yeah, it's got quite a shine to it still, and takes quite a bit to keep it up. But like for bringing it out here, I got it uncovered, got it cleaned up, and it'd been over a month probably since it'd been out, so took a little bit of work.
Oh yeah, right. Now, when did you originally get bit by the car bug? Like, was there a specific time you can remember, or were you just always into it?
Growing up, my dad had an old pickup, and that was his daily driver. And then from then on, when I was 15, he said, let's go to a show and see if we can find something for you that we can fix up, and that'll be your driver. And so we found a 56 Chevy at a show and drove it home. Took a couple quarts of oil to get home, and so we knew we had a project ahead of us.
Oh, nice. Now, how long did it take to do the build on that car?
It was probably a little over a year, so by the time that was done, I was driving, and that's what I drove to high school and beyond.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, cool. And then where did your history begin with this little gem right here?
This was about 18 years ago. I had since gotten rid of all the old cars to raise family. Right. And then as time went on and they got a little bigger, I thought I want to do it again. So I found a four-door quite a ways off, and we went and looked at it and bought it, and then took it apart. And then 10 years later, this is what it came out to be.
Wow, well, it's stunning. Did you have any major challenges while you were building the car stick out in your mind?
Time frame, money, and still raising little kids, so it was a slow project. And a lot of it was done at my dad's, some at the body shop. I was able to have access and get out there to work on it there as well. But it was mostly time and money.
Yeah, I can relate to that whole experience. Trying to build a car and build a family, it's a very divided budget, isn't it?
That is.
Now, speaking of the paint and body, who did the paint and body? Because it's absolutely stunning.
A guy who's done some work for us before, Raphael Felix, out in the county by Kingsburg, works out of his house, and he had it for quite some time. There was some rust to deal with. It came from the coastal area. So we had the body on a dolly and took that out there, and he started on the body and then brought other parts, and then eventually when the frame, everything was rolling and back together, matched it all out there and put it together. And then once it was able to leave the body shop, then all the time was put in at my dad's shop, just putting it all back together with my dad and my son. We all worked on this together.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, once you got it together, what's the first thing you did with it? Did you want to go out on a long trip, take it to a car show? What'd you do?
I think the first one was a show, just a little driving around town, and made it to one of our local shows in Reedley, and it was nice to get out and show it and see people's reaction of a big car, a modern paint job, and
Sure.
got a lot of input.
Yeah, I'll bet. And I'm sure it gets awards every time you take it out, even
Yeah.
if you're just going to the grocery store, I bet.
That's for sure. Yeah, thumbs up and different awards too.
Yeah. And I know, thank you for coming to our open house. And Matt's car actually won the top honors of the whole show. Not just because Tom and I picked it, but we had everybody who brought a car there voted, and they all voted your car as best of the best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a nice award.
yeah, thank you. It was a very deserving car. I kind of had a feeling that it might go that direction,
Yeah.
and I was right. And man, there were so many other beautiful cars too that you had quite a bit of stiff competition.
It
too.
was. There's a lot of money out there.
Right. Yeah. Well, thanks for telling us a little bit about it. I'm chomping at the bit to go and take a closer look at it. Can we go
Okay, yeah,
walk
let's
around the
do
car
it.
a little bit? All right, let's do that. Excellent job with placement of colors, selection of colors, and placement of colors and trim. It's just phenomenal. I love this color. It's like a candy apple green. Is it custom mix? Or?
Similar. It's called Synergy, which was paint that GM came out with in 2010 when they came out with the newer body style Camaros.
Okay.
And we saw those Camaros running around town and thought that looked pretty sharp with that green, and eventually saw it enough that I figured I wanted to put that on the car as well.
Yeah, nice. And I'll bet it's just as clean under the hood as it is on the outside.
It's pretty clean under there.
Can we take a look real quick?
Let's do that.
Man, that is clean.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a stock 350 overdrive transmission, 700R. Got the oversized radiator fans and for the AC in this hot area.
Yeah, it's a necessity, isn't it?
That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, I'm gathering from the fact that it's been together for 10 years and it's this clean, you probably don't drive it a lot, I would
No,
imagine?
I've just turned 2,500 miles on it, and it's been done for the last 5 years or so.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Now, did we do fuel injection? Did you go with fuel injection on this one, or it's got the
It
carburetor?
was kept easy with just carburetor on here.
Nice. That's the way I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, great attention to detail and use of colors and brightness. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming we've got stockish 57 Chevy suspension, or did you go Mustang
No.
too? What'd you do?
The suspension, I've got some tubular A-arms
Okay.
and some coil-over shocks.
Oh, nice.
So I adjusted the ride height to work with the size of the tires, and it gave it the appearance I wanted there, just a little bit lower in the front.
Yeah, nice. And I love the wheels. They're kind of like a torque thrust, but with a twist.
with the twist to them, that's for sure.
What are they called? You know?
I think you nailed that, but as far as the twist, I think they had another number to go with it.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's cool. I was looking at it yesterday. It looks like the car is in motion. And it's not
It
even
does.
moving. And this cowl piece here, is that smoothed? Or are they like that from the factory? Don't they usually have vents here? Wipers?
Not on the cars. That's a smooth cowl. That's the way that
Smooth
came.
from the
That would have
factory.
been more on the pickup we built that had the louvers in them.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. And then looking down that side of the body, I can just see how straight. I know somebody did hours and hours of blocks.
There was a lot of work. Like I said, it came from the coast area, and so
Yeah.
there was some rust at the bottom of the doors, the floors. There was common areas that had to be replaced, and so there's new metal in the doors and on the floor.
Yeah, nice.
And the trims, most of the trims I think are the real original trims.
Wow.
They all went to a fella that polished and took dents out of them.
Okay.
So everything was pretty original, except for the inserts. I replaced the inserts in the rear quarters there.
Okay, nice. Can we take a look inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, awesome. Wow, that's beautiful. Again, with the color combinations, just nailed it, Matt.
Oh, thanks. On the inside, I just let the upholsterer kind of go with it. He said, we'll do more of the light colors and then just a little bit of the green because there's so much on the outside, and I think it all came together really well.
Right, yeah, I have to agree with you. And the vents, I love the vents in the middle of the dash there. Man, 57 Chevys just had one of the most beautiful dashes ever built, didn't they?
They did, and it's easy to work with. All that cluster is in one area, and like you mentioned, the vents, that was just something I thought of to add to the trim there, so they were out of the way and not hanging below.
Right. And man, that's a really cool console. Looks like it's built for comfort and looks.
It is, yeah. A little of everything in there.
Yeah, very cool. And of course, there's ample room, and looks like you never leave home without your
That's right.
your award of
Got
best
to
of the best.
represent Garagefathers.
Yeah, congratulations again on a well-deserved award there.
Thank you.
What kind of room do we have in the back here?
Still quite a bit of room. Still has a pretty good sized bench seat.
Oh yeah.
All the seats came from a later model Dodge vehicle that the upholsterer made work in here. And when we picked these seats and this size car, that was for when we had all the kids for going to car shows and just cruising around, so it fit 5.
Oh yeah.
And now it's just the 2 of us. The kids have all moved on to bigger and better things, so
Yeah.
we have plenty of room back here.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, room for friends and room for the Garagefathers to go with
That's
you guys
right,
on
yeah.
road trips.
The next car show.
All right, let's take a look at the back here.
Okay.
You know, I mean, 57 is just such an iconic year, and I mean, probably everybody's favorite, almost everybody's favorite, because it was really kind of the peak, so to speak, of big fins in this beautiful cul-de-sac back here.
It was. It's a lot of detail, it looks like, with the fins, trim, bumper, everything has nice lines to it.
Right, and were these a Harley Earl design? Do you know? Or
No,
No?
I'm not sure on the design.
Okay.
Really what has changed in the back were the hinges. I went with some aluminum hinges that stood out because the old ones were pretty pitted from the rust.
I noticed that again. I got to compliment you on your choice of where to put the shiny stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And then did you eliminate some of the trim back here?
I got rid of the Chevrolet. Everyone knows it's a Chevy, so
Right.
I took that off the front and the back, but otherwise left the chrome V's because they look good.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nicely done. Let's take a look inside here.
Sure.
Shall we?
That was something else that was changed too, were the shocks versus the old ratcheting hinges that used to be there.
Right, right. And of course, you're always representing the Nomads. I've come to love a few guys from the club. I need to come check out one of your meetings one of these times.
Yep. Yeah, there's every Tuesday night they have their meetings there in Reedley, Dinuba area.
Yeah.
And so the size of this got a little bit smaller because we boxed it in to make it more functional, more appealing with some storage on the sides.
Oh, okay.
And still has a spare tire underneath. So it's functional, just a little smaller than it used to be.
Yeah. I love it because it's pretty traditional on the outside, you know, outside from the color and wheels, pretty traditional looking, you know, and then inside it's just like a modern luxury car inside.
Yeah,
it looks like.
that's right.
Yeah. And then coming around here, we've got this iconic trim happening here. Now, is this Bel Air? Is this a Bel Air, the wagon?
Well, it's got all the Bel Air trim to it.
Okay.
It was just a 210 model, but I got the Bel Air spears and then the Bel Air inserts.
Okay, yeah.
And again, those were the nondescript. I didn't need to say Chevrolet or Bel Air or anything in them, so
yeah.
I just kept it all plain.
And I know the inserts, sometimes they're gold, sometimes they're,
Yes.
you know, stainless. Looks like these are maybe aluminum, or are they?
They
Bel Air,
are.
or-
They're the aluminum. The gold was what the Bel Airs had. And I wanted to keep everything the silver color on the car, so I went with just the silver inserts.
Okay, yeah. And was all the glass in good shape when you got the car?
It was okay, but it's all been replaced.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
because
bet
I wanted
these were a nightmare,
the smoke
huh?
color.
Oh,
Those are more expensive, the curved glass for sure.
I'll bet, yeah. Yeah, that smoked glass is a nice touch. It really is. And I imagine this side looks just like the other side.
Sure does.
Yeah. Let's take a peek just to be sure.
Okay.
Yep. Sure thing.
And I still have some storage under the main seat where I have some tools and some other equipment there.
So the bottom of the seat
I could still
tilts
adjust
forward?
that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't hit the console there?
No, it all clears.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like a lot of thought went into
Yes, to
making
make it
all
work.
of that work. Yeah,
Because when you
incredible.
don't have a trunk, there wasn't room for anything, so we had to store things in different areas of the car then.
Right, right. And let's take a look at the captain's quarters here, shall we?
Sure.
Again, just really nicely executed.
I kept the original look of dials for the gauges, but just a more modern look that has more features to it.
Right, right. So you've got plenty of gauges to know what's going on. And do you recall what kind of steering wheel that is? Who made that steering wheel?
I don't remember who that is. There was a lot of pieces on here that were custom made as well, like the sills. One of our guys at Nomads milled down those pieces and made those, and
Wow.
some other pieces on the dash. So
And
they're creative.
Is that a factory GM column or one of those idiot columns? Or how do you say it?
I did it.
There you go.
Yeah. It's one of those tilt aftermarket columns, yes.
Yeah, nice.
So that goes with the power steering.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, guess what time it is?
It's probably time for a drive.
Time to kick the tires and light the fires?
Need for Speed.
Yeah, let's do it. Matt, thanks so much for bringing in your beautiful 57 and letting us do a feature on it, man.
Hey, Kenny, thank you so much. I'm so excited we got to bring our car in today. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Jenny. I meant to say thank you, Jenny. Thanks so much for coming in.
It's our pleasure.